Welcome back to Crossroad, your wide open moto podcast. And we are back. Let's talk some Denver Supercross, and then we'll look ahead into the final round in Salt Lake City this weekend. But first, let me welcome in my co host, Justin. What's up, Justin?
What's up, Eric? Pleasure to be on tonight. We get to recap the round before the end.
That's right. As we head into the final round, only two more shows left, and then we'll do a preview show heading into outdoors that kicks off at the end of May. I actually believe it's Memorial Day weekend.
Yep.
But let's go ahead and kick things off, Justin. I mean, we're starting to get some interesting storylines kind of going around the sport. The most recent one dropped today about Husky. Sounds like next year there's not going to be any kind of rock star Husky team or no factory Husky team, so they're going to close up shop. But Justin, I mean, that's going to leave a couple of question marks for all the riders. You got Mookie, you got RJ. What do you got? You got Bennick, Ryder D,
They got rides
and
though.
Casey Cochran, right? So yeah. Well, it didn't the article didn't sound like they are guaranteed to have rides. So they will have rides most likely at KTM.
Well, it showed that another post, I think Vital may have posted it, that they said that Ryder D and Bennick will have a ride next year for sure, but it'll be on a KTM. But they're going to be able to transfer over. But yeah, not good news for our sport when we're losing a full factory team. But I think it's going to open up a lot for because it still sounds like they're going to lease out the engines and stuff like that and lease out factory stuff. So there's just
Yeah.
going to be more support Husky teams. So it's almost like kind of how Yamaha has Star. Star started out as just a team, got support, and then now they're doing the factory stuff. They're
Yep.
building their motors, but they're leasing whatever, getting stuff from the factory with help. So, I mean, it's going to be a big opportunity for some of these smaller teams.
Yeah, I mean, not really too surprising, right? We heard the rumblings when Gas was going away that Husky was, going to be off road only or something along those lines, and then so here we are, they're shutting down those doors too. And yeah, I mean, I think Ryder D and Bennick, I think that's a good fit with that gives KTM 250 riders, so that's good. Maybe we'll add a second one, um, you know, to go on the other coast. But to be honest, like Casey Cochran, I think he's going to end up, kind of looking for a job.
Hmm.
I don't think he's done much over there. Ryder D and Bennick have at least made strides recently. And then the 450 guys, I mean, RJ Hampshire and Malcolm, I mean, that's going to be interesting because, I mean, I don't really know where these guys can go. I mean, Malcolm has more weight to him than RJ Hampshire, but I mean, I don't know. If I'm trying, I would drop Jordan Smith and Austin Forkner, and I would go grab those two.
Yeah, I think Faulkner was only on a 1 year deal for the 450 anyways.
Hmm.
But yeah, it sounds like we're gonna have a lot of people that are gonna be available, just not besides the Husky team, Barsha, Ferrandis as well at Ducati. So
Yep.
the question is, are they going to get re-upped? Does Ducati go after someone like Mookie or RJ? Just KTM at a third guy. AP's up, so where's AP going to
Hmm.
go? Marchbanks is up. Rumors of Sexton wanting to get out of his deal. I mean, there's a lot of drama everywhere. It sounds like J. Coop was kind of already slotted to go to Triumph, but that might change now. It's just gonna be interesting. There's gonna be a lot of shakeup. Webb's up as well. So who knows
Yep.
if he stays at Stars? So it's gonna be a lot of change.
Yeah, and then so you touched up on it as well. So Sexton, I mean, the rumors kind of keep getting stronger, which I don't know. I'm kind of on either side, right? The rumors getting stronger that Sexton and Kawasaki things aren't working out, and that I mean, even Mathis have thrown out that don't be surprised if he's not, on a Cowie heading into outdoors. To me that just seems crazy. But then if you look at Chase's Instagram, I mean, he's still lining up for races, they're still doing testing and this and that. So I don't know, Justin. I don't think Sexton's really going anywhere. I think Cowie's really trying to put in the best effort possible. I mean, if Sexton does leave, I think it'll be at the end of this year. But with him still racing and testing and everything like this on this bike, I don't know. Everything tells me that he's going to be at Paula.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like we kind of seen some clips going around of, the team manager, whatever he is, kind of like, yeah, I don't know, like no comment, don't want to comment on it. And then there's other people saying that, he is in. I mean, who knows? It's gonna be interesting. But if this is a second high profile guy to back out of their contract with Cowie in 2 years, I mean, something's got to change up there, or they need to do something with that bike.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Definitely not a good look over there. And I mean, either that or just a bad string of riders. I mean, we all know how Sexton is and how picky he is. I mean, this is the third brand that he'll be, trying to leave. And then as far as Prado goes, I mean, that was a lot of changes just in general, him coming overseas and,
Mm-hmm.
everything like that. So yeah, I mean that's gonna kind of a tough go. I mean, Marchvix has been doing pretty fine on that 450, but it just seems like those guys that are trying to push it to that next level are the ones that are having some issues with it. So yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting. To me, honestly, I hope Sexton just kind of sticks it out and just kind of sucks it up. Because I mean, honestly, where else are you going to go? Star,
Burning
I'm sure
bridges.
they would take him, or Suzuki, right? I mean, putting Sexton on a brand new manufacturer like Triumph or Ducati, that ain't going to work. And
Not
I
at
don't see
all.
him going to Beta either. So
Yeah, I forgot about them.
yeah, which so I mean, like I said, if I'm Sexton, I think I'm just gonna kind of settle in and you made your bed, now you gotta lay in it and kind of see what happens going into next year.
Yeah, especially because he always winds and finds a way out. Like every last year of his contract year, it's oh, I don't want to, I'm not going to race the end of Supercross, or I'm not going to race the end
Yeah.
outdoors. It's something happens. Yeah, I think he's just got to suck it up and just fucking do it. And then I just laid something up. It looks like AEO Power Sports is probably going to become the official supported Husky team for 2027. So AEO is
Yeah.
probably going to have a big step up. Obviously budget's going to go up a lot. And it says majority of staff and technical support will become KTM's 250. So it sounds like all these Husky guys are just going to transfer into the KTM 250 side since they really haven't had one in the last few years.
Yeah, but also think, you look ahead at next year, what the Coonan brothers are supposed to be coming over as well and be on
Mm-hmm.
KTM. So there's two more guys that are going to take up some spots. So
They might get
yeah, it's
delayed a
going to get
year.
hairy here in a second. All right. Well, that's it for the developing stories. We'll get more as the year goes on, of course, like we always do, but just some things to kind of keep an eye out for. Well, Justin, let's go ahead. Let's talk about this Denver track. To me, I mean, the first notes that I put in here is, man, it's good to be back to normal.
Yeah, back to no rain, no mud. Don't have to worry about weather. Like let's just go race. And I mean, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of really the track layout.
Had
It
two loop
just
sections.
It did. It just kind of seemed a little tight. Like it just wasn't a lot of
Yeah.
passing places. It just seemed like everything was too tight, in my opinion. I mean, if you definitely made a mistake, you would lose time. But I don't know. I didn't think it was the best, and I think that dirt's kind of sucks. I mean, that shit was just fucking concrete out there.
Yeah, that's one thing that you can really notice too on these drier tracks is when it's one line on the track, you can really tell
Yeah,
because
blue groove kicks in.
exactly, yeah, you can literally see the trail around the entire track of what they're you, which is interesting to me because you've heard riders talk about, oh, make it less ruddy so that we can use more of the track. Well, it's like, okay, well, you just had Denver, see, like everyone was using the same lines basically. So
I think it's because it just got so hard packed. I mean, it's hard to go out anywhere else. There's not much traction because it's just loose or something. But also, it's another day race again. I mean, we got to be racing under the lights. Quit racing it to where the sun's setting or whatever. And these guys are racing and half the track shaded, half the track's sunny. And then, the track dries out crazy and they just can't keep any moisture in it. It wasn't
yeah,
hot
that
out.
all that all goes back to the 7 Eastern start time, no matter what. I mean, you get to the East
Mm-hmm.
Coast, this time of year. I mean, yeah, they would drop the gate at like 5 o'clock probably. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, good for it to be normal, some normal racing. It was, kind of boring to be honest, but we'll talk about the 450 class, but I think we might see some more of the same, heading into Utah. All right, let's jump into this 250 class, Justin. I mean, you really can't start anywhere else but Hayden Deegan breaking the record. I mean, he's gone on record, and said that he's just here to just break records and cash the checks, and that's exactly what he's doing. Makes it look easy, breaks the 250 season win record, helps Yamaha get the record as well, and he will be back this weekend, ready to get another one out there at Salt Lake. But I mean, I don't know. They showed some graphics on there, comparing him to Jet, pretty similar. But then you had Stewart that was like 49 podiums, but he had like 46 wins. in
Yeah,
this 250
Stu's
class. So
unbelievable. And he did it on a
yeah.
125, which is ridiculous. But he was doing on a
Well,
125.
he's racing other guys on 125s too. So
Yeah, but he took that thing to a whole nother level. I mean, he could probably go podium fucking nowadays on that 125, the way he was ripping.
that would be wild to see.
It'd be cool if you could cross that over like some way, but you'll just never know.
No, no, you won't. Even if you did like built a replica track from back then, I mean, these bikes are gonna still blow it out. I think they did it on the Pulp Show. Someone asked like, if you were to put,
Oh yeah, they say
if you
Grant
put
Harlan would.
Jeremy McGrath on his best, two
Yeah,
stroke, who now could do it? I mean, they were talking about bottom main
yeah, they
event
say Grant
guys.
Har. I think they say Grant Harlan, which I mean, you can get it
Yeah,
four strokes nowadays. Just that bottom end. I mean, they're tripling out of the corners in first gear. Like
yeah,
I'm scared I'm gonna blow my bike up in first gear going through the pits.
right. Um, well, all right. So yeah, so Deegan, he kind of shines. Another story in there was, Cade Manier. He makes his debut, and man, just I mean, he got hosed. It looked like he was going to get screwed there. Gets bumped off the track, doesn't hit the finish line jump, so it makes him go to the LCQ and go a lap down. But I mean, man, he turned around. He still managed to get a fifth. So I mean, pretty solid debut for Manier. With everything involved.
Yeah, these star amateur kids, they're jumping in and out of this shit and making some of these guys that have been racing 250s for years, making
Yep.
them want to quit their fucking day job because, I mean, these guys are 16 years old jumping in for one race and getting a fifth. Earlier we had some of the other boys jump in, top qualifying. Laney Gordon's got a podium. Like, these guys are just jumping in and just telling you guys, like, hey, you guys been racing for 10 years and I'm still coming out here and whooping your ass. Like it's pretty cool to see that some of these young guys really got talent and Stars just, they're gonna have 15, 20 bikes by, in 5 years.
Well, yeah. So I mean, like what they say, this was a 9 star rider that's
I
lined
think
up. But
so.
I mean, you think about it. I mean, those guys with all the guys that they have, they're basically doing heat races and main events. Practicing with
Daily.
podium guys. They're going in there already knowing what that top speed is, and they can just hop in and just kind of plug into play. So yeah, I mean, it's worked out. I mean, Dudney was really the only one that didn't have any kind of good debut to talk about, but all of his hype is heading into outdoors.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'd be surprised if we see Manier line up at Paula, or if they're going to go the Loretta Lynn's route.
I think
Um,
everyone's lining up outdoors, I think I heard.
yeah, which I mean, hey, they very well could. So
They're gonna have 10
um,
bikes underneath that fucking tent at
yeah,
Paul.
they're going to need another semi or something. That's
Just for
crazy.
their 250 program, they're gonna have a total of like 5 semis just for Star Yamaha.
Yep.
It was
All
a
right.
Yamaha. It was a Yamaha domination, really, in the top 10 this week in 250.
That's how it is in all of the 250 classes, though.
It's because that blue crew, dude. That Yamaha
Yamaha
just so
dominates all of
good.
them.
Yeah, just keep speaking our
Um,
language. Where's the Honda at? Oh,
yeah, they
Justin
do not have
Rodbell.
one out there.
Rodbell 16th.
Yeah.
Dude, it's weird.
What
No,
else?
one KTM in there. I mean, we used to have a load of KTMs. This was five
Hmm.
years ago. It was KTM heavy. There's only one KTM,
Yeah.
one Husky. I mean, it's starting to thin out.
Gas still in there.
Is there? Oh yeah.
What else in this 250 class? Anyone stand out to you before we get to the good, bad, and ugly?
Well, I thought Lux Turner rode pretty well. I know he finished sixth. I think that might have been his best ride of the year. But
Yeah.
I mean, he got a good start. I think he had a good heat race as well. Levi was actually a little bit closer than I thought he would be. But I think Deegan pretty much kind of just mailed it in. He could have gone way, way farther if he really wanted to.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And Steve
Yeah,
falling
no.
back.
Yeah, he just hasn't been honestly much since San Diego. Kind of
Is
an
he doing
interesting story
outdoors?
there. I don't know. With all these kids, they might tell him you don't have
Dude,
to.
yeah. They might just ship him to World Supercross and say don't come back until December.
Yeah, for real. Um, all right, well, let's get to the good, the bad, and the ugly. Justin, we'll start off with you. Who do you have as far as your good performance in this 250 class?
I'm gonna go with Caden Manier for his rookie debut.
Yeah.
Fifth place. I mean, you're at the pinnacle of the sport, I guess you could say, in the 250 class, and you got a top five in your first race. I mean, although people may be hurt or whatever, you can only race whoever lines up, and a top five is a pretty good start to a career.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree. I put Cade Manier in there. Having to go through the LCQ when he had an automatic shot. That's just that plays with your mindset right there alone, and for him to kind of just go out there and handle business,
That's got to be the
really
worst rule
shows.
ever. That rule is so dumb. If it was any other lap, they wouldn't have cared. It was
Yeah,
just
it
because
seems
of the
like this year there's
final.
been a lot of those rules that are just randomly popping up. But yeah, they got to
Yeah.
make some adjustments too. All right, what about bad? Who do you give bad to?
Oof, some stuff. I think I'm just gonna go McAdoo. Ends up on the ground again. I
Yeah,
mean, he
like a
just
few times.
a few times. Yeah, I mean, he just can't he can't get off the fucking ground.
I'm gonna go with actually Maximus Volant. To be honest, his whole season has been kind of a letdown. There was a lot of I don't know. I guess I had higher expectations coming into it.
Hmm.
Second year with club, I thought there was going to be a bit of a jump, at least a podium here or there. But honestly, outside of heat races, he really hasn't. He hasn't done much to impress. So I gave him bad. I think he finished 10th or outside the top 10.
Yeah, he was last on the first lap though, so he did work his way all the
Yeah,
way up. But I think he was down with McAdoo in the first corner.
yeah. But even then, it's just a season as a whole. He just, I don't know. I feel like he's taken a
Hmm.
step back. All right, ugly. I'll start off with ugly. So that's where I actually put McAdoo. Obviously, he just came
McAdoo.
back, right back to hitting the ground again outside the top 10. Not a great return for him. He's got Salt Lake, and then he's got Paula, which his history at Paula is not good. I mean, he
No, it's not.
was the last 2 or 3 years
He
he's crashed
knocked
at
himself
Paula.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be some interesting to kind of catch up in. But Justin, what about you? Who'd you give the ugly performance to?
I'm just gonna go with the AMA for these stupid ass callings. I mean, it just makes no sense. They just can't figure out what they want to do. Some of this stuff, they should have some discretion. Like you got to be a human. I don't think anyone at all in the pits or anyone even thought like, oh my God, he's gonna get docked a lap, and he's gonna have to go to the LCQ. Like, okay, maybe a position or something like that, or think like where Caden Manier got pushed out, he could not turn around. He couldn't pivot at all. You have all the scaffolding in the way right there and tough blocks. Like, there's no way for him to get back on the track. Like, you just got to have a common thought. Like, okay, maybe he gets docked position, whatever. Okay, let's move on. That should be the most. But for him to be considered a whole lot down, just because it's the last lap he has to pass through the finish and timing loop. But if it's any other lap, who gives a shit? What are they gonna do? Just fucking automatically cut the lap in half for his lap time or something? Like, it just makes no sense. They got to get it together.
Well, I think I mean, all these guys are doing, they're just pulling up the rule book and be like, oh, this is what the penalty is. So I think if
Yeah.
anything, it's time to go through this rule book and start at those, 1 lap penalties or the ones that could take away a win and maybe, do some revision on those and change it. Cause yeah, like I said, there's definitely shades of gray, in this AMA rule book. We've seen it multiple times. Like you said, sometimes there's a discretion, sometimes there's not. I feel like this call definitely should have been discretion. They should have looked at it and be like, yeah, what's he supposed to do? We're not going to give him a 1 lap penalty. So yeah, I mean, if anything, it's just frustrating, to the entire sport. We talked about this early in the year. The AMA disconnect is just it's crazy. Their fans don't know all the rules. The riders don't. The team managers don't. I mean, everyone has the same reaction when these penalties come out, and it's always jaw dropping. In most cases, that I mean, you could go to outdoors last year. The I think it was Supercross last year's yell. The checkered flag. It was like a checkered red
Hmm.
cross that ended up costing him. Like,
Well, we had that this year
yeah,
in Dallas.
yeah,
The red
right.
flag cost Joe.
Yeah, I mean, look at this title chase with Hunter. I mean, if those guys get docked, I mean, Hunter's sitting in here with, 4-point lead, 5-point lead,
Yeah.
completely different change. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just maybe the AMA officials are seeing this too. They're like, man, we really got to go through this rule book because there's just some insane penalties on here that don't make much sense.
Yeah, something's got to be done about it. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into the 450 class. We kind of touched up on it. I mean, Justin, we're down to 1 point. Hunter did what he needed to do, got a great lead, got a great start, jumped out to the lead, and Kenny couldn't catch up to him. And we're 1 point heading into Salt Lake, so it's really a winner take all at this point. But Justin, I mean, I don't know. I mean, considering hard pack, I feel like they're kind of even on this point, but I don't know. I don't see either one of them being able to chase each other down. I think it's going to come down to whoever gets the better start is going to end up winning this title. Because to be honest, I don't think either one of these guys are going to be able to chase down, come through the field, and just pick these guys off with one main event. But where do you stand?
Yeah, I think this week, I mean, this weekend, I think Kenny's gonna come out and we're gonna see a 5 lap sprint in the main event that we've never seen Kenny do before, like the way Kenny sometimes can sprint. I think he's gonna take it up a whole nother level, and we're gonna see a Kenny we've never seen before, and he's just gonna get that start and try to run away with it. It's gonna be tough though, because if Hunter does get that start and Kenny's fifth, sixth, I mean, we know Kenny can get through the pack, but. I mean, Utah, it's a small track. The layout's kind of similar to this last weekend. I think it's going to be a struggle, and like you said, I think it kind of is going to be coming down to the start. But I think Kenny's going to do it. And this last weekend, I think Kenny kind of made a push at the beginning, but then I think he kind of is like, you know what, I don't have it. I'm not going to push it too far. He's like, I know all I have to do is really finish second, and that's what he did. And now it's winner take all.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting seeing what each one of these guys' mentalities are going to be, right? Yeah, it's got to be a full send, but to your point, right? You got to get the start, and either one of these, if one of these guys starts 1-2 and the other guy starts six, these other guys, the other riders aren't going to play a factor in this anymore. I mean, Webb's officially out of it too, so either one of those guys gets a good start, and the other one's, just slightly back in the pack. That's going to be it, unless they get a little bit of help. I mean, Hunter was half a second faster than Roxon, as far as best lap. So I think also, I think it's going to come down just to the start itself. Hopefully they start 1-2 and we can see them kind of battle it out and really kind of push it, all the way down to the checker. But yeah, I mean, hey, that's what we were hoping for, right? This title seemed like it was going to be kind of a snoozer and Hunter was going to walk away with it. And here we are, the two most unlikely guys that are going to win their first championship, heading this weekend. So exciting stuff.
Yeah, I think this is the closest it's been since like 2006 or something like that. I think was talking about. I heard one of his podcasts, and then also 1992 or something like that was the only time that one in second place, like it's flip flopped, like whoever came in, second place won the title
Yeah.
or whatever, and ended up to get the point swing. It's only happened like once in 1992. Like to think that that could happen, and like you said, the most unlikely, like. You could have put $1 million on thinking Kenny would not win this title just
Yeah.
because, I mean, he can't last throughout the years. But him and Hunter, they have the same amount of wins, the same amount of podiums. Their average finish is both like 3.1 or 3.2 or something like that. So, like, these guys are literally neck and neck and almost having identical seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. It's been great, and honestly, I mean, I'd be fine with either one of these guys winning the titles. They both have a good story. I mean, I think I'd lean more towards Kenny because he's the old guy. He'd be the first champion, over 30. We all know about his injuries and things like that. Hunter's still got a long ways to go. So I lean more towards Kenny, but I do think at this point, I think Hunter is better than him. I think he's a little bit faster, starts are a little bit more consistent, especially on this hard pack stuff. I mean, Kenny he got some help with these muddy races, that's for sure. But all right. The next point that I put here. So Eli Tomac returns. He's off the scoop on that new Dunlop tire. And it was good. It was good to see a refreshing Tomac. He had some fight, looked good in qualifying. Ends up fighting his way up to a third. So hey, you know what, Justin? I'll take it. Eli actually had a pulse.
Yeah, he looked a lot better. He wasn't just cruising around in ninth or 10th place like he was before he took that week off from that injury. Definitely something was going on because he looked way different this week. He could at least last through the main event. He had a huge problem with dropping off in the main events. So it's good to see that he did have some fight. And I mean, there's just going to be a lot of factors. What's going to happen if, Tomac, Sexton, Prado are all out front? Like, this can become a fucking shit show with Hunter and Kenny. It's like, are they just going to take one of each other out? I'm like, I'm taking Hunter out. I mean, if I get a chance, I'm taking you down. Either it's the first corner or last corner. I don't care. I'm trying to
Yeah.
just get away. I mean, there's millions of dollars on the line.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think either.
I don't think they
I mean,
will,
I think if these
but
guys are right on him, I think these other guys, the Eli, I mean, Sexton's nowhere near, winning a race right now, so I'm not going to even throw him in, or Prado for that matter. But you got Eli. I think Eli's going to be pretty, respectful. I don't think they're going to put themselves in
in the
between.
way, yeah,
I think if they're leading and say Hunter or Roxon gets around him and they know the other guy is right behind him, I think Tomac might just be like, all right, guys, just go. Like,
yeah,
go
yeah.
handle your business and take care of it. Um, but yeah, talk about Webb and Prado. I mean, man, that was tough to watch for Webb, dude. It was honestly kind of a little bit on the embarrassing
It
side, because of
was. It
how he
definitely
fell. He kind of
was. Yeah.
tumbled and
It was
rolled,
goofy
and
as shit.
yeah, and Prado's been giving him hell all season long, and he's been frustrated. And I'm just like, when I saw that, I'm like, oh my god, dude, that sucks. But honestly, that's been Webb's season, man. It's been a lot of these just weird crashes or just weird decisions that just honestly nothing's really gone his way.
Yeah, Webb's definitely had a bummer season, especially for being a defending champ. I think a lot of people had a lot of high hopes for him.
On
But
the
I
old
mean,
bike too, like that
on
was
the
the whole
old
reason for
bike,
him to stay
yeah,
on it.
yeah, and he liked it so much better, and then he just kind of came out flat all year. I mean, especially with all the injuries we had, he had some opportunity, and he just hasn't won it all this year. He just couldn't figure it out. And with Prado, I can tell he was irritated, but I mean, he like almost ghost rode his bike just straight into fucking Prado.
Yeah.
It's like, geez, dude, get it together.
Let's see. I'm curious to see what happens at Salt Lake if Webb's just gonna say
Fuck
fuck it and just
you.
take him out.
Just yeah, just
Uh,
I mean,
but
there's a lot of
yeah.
gets. I mean, poor Jay Coop and Webb. I mean, Jay Coop's got to be. I heard he was pissed after the race.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. Webb definitely put up a tougher fight with Jay Coop as well. Um, Sexton, he still manages to get a fifth, but man, this guy's starts
That's a
are just
lucky
so
fifth.
bad. Like,
Yeah.
well, honestly, this guy's just got to get his starts figured out, and he honestly might be on the podium, pretty good amount of times, but his starts are just so terrible that on top of everything else, he can't, you know, claw his way all the way up to, the podium like we saw him do, a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do really much. I mean, he just got lucky. J Coop fell, Prado fell, fell. Like everything, he was running 10th at the end of the race and got pretty much had 4 or 5 guys fall in front of him to gift him that. So even if he gets his starts dialed, I don't think he's still going to be able to do much really. I think he would fade back more than anything, just with the way
Yeah,
everything was kind of going. Because
even
Ferrandis
his
fell
fastest
too.
lap, even his fastest lap was the slowest out of everyone in the top eight. I mean, even Barsha had a faster lap than he did.
Yeah, I mean, Ferrandis ran a faster lap than him as well. Marchbanks is pretty much same lap time. I mean, Jay Coop in 13th ran a faster lap. Justin Hill almost had a better one. I mean, he just got lucky with some chaos going on and some heartbreak happened to some
Yep.
people.
Yep. No, exactly. Um, what else? Anything else stand out to you in this
Um, I
450 class?
I thought it was sick though, like that 4th through 10th were all on each other's ass for most of that race. I mean, that was the best
Yeah.
part of the race. I mean, it was cool. 'Cause I was just waiting. I'm like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? We're gonna have 5 guys in one corner, and they got bunched up a little bit, and then shit just started happening. Fucking one guy's down, another guy's down, another guy's tagging another guy, and it was just a shit show. But I think the biggest thing, I think Barsha getting an eighth. I mean, he's come
He's been
back and
good since he's been back. Yeah.
he's jumped right back in with these boys like he didn't really miss anywhere, and he's riding better than I thought. Like, what would have happened if he had the full year? I mean, does Barsha become that Justin Hill getting a couple podiums, sneaking in, since he'd have like a base and a full year of riding, and I mean, I think it speaks volumes to this Ducati. I mean, first year, I mean, they're making Triumph look like a joke.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of the triumph is just the riders that they picked. I mean, you picked the two
Yeah.
worst guys to go get on a brand new bike because all they do is hit the ground.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah,
That's their whole team, period.
year two, I'm curious to see what that whole team looks like. But yeah, you got to get some more reliable guys. Get two guys that are crash prone, or one guy that's crash prone and getting on the 450 for the first time. Like, yeah, that's just a bad decision right from the get go. I mean, even just in general, even their 250 team has been trash, all
Yeah, it's been
season long
bad.
too. So, but yeah, no, I'm with you. Um, and then shout out to Josh Hill. That was sick. That two quad that he was pulling off. He made it look
Justin,
easy. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Justin.
Justin Hill. So that was sick. That
I'm
video
surprised
was
no one else is
circling
doing that,
around.
dude. That was so fucking cool. It looks so easy. I was wondering why they were checking up. It just looks so slow.
Well, and the reason why is give Savaccia called, and
That's true.
unfortunately for
Yeah.
him, man, he tried
That's
doing that
poor
double, and he
Savachi.
sounds like he came up short, dislocated his wrist. So that's a bummer for him. He had a great year going, and I don't know. He'll probably miss the first couple rounds outdoors too. It sounds like.
It sounds like he got like bucked or whatever, and he couldn't get out from under it, and his legs were locked in the bars or whatever, and kind of did a front flip. But yeah, he was out. It sucked us all. Savachi was having a great year.
Yeah, almost. And honestly, by the end of the night, none of them were really even doing that line anyway, so it didn't really
Hmm.
matter.
I don't think anyone was except Justin Hill.
Yeah.
Figures.
All right. Well, let's get to the good, the bad, and ugly. We'll start off with the good. Who do you give it to?
Ooh, good. I'm gonna go Justin Barsha. I think just jumping back in with the boys and new bike, not really having the fitness and the base that everyone else does, and he's coming out there and got multiple top tens, and also I mean he's running top in the heats as well. I mean he almost won the
Yeah.
heat. I mean he's just doing really good, and it's cool to see that Barsha's kind of having a little rejuvenation in his career a little bit. It seems like.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good call. I give it to Eli. Like I said, it's good to him and have a little bit of a pulse and kind of show some speed out here. So I give it to the Eli. As far as the bad, I'm gonna give this one to Webb. Like we talked about, man, it was just a bad look for him overall. I'm sure he was frustrated as hell when that happened too. Finishes, I think, outside the top 10 as well. So the bad, I gave it to Webb. Who you got?
I'm gonna go bad. I'm gonna go Justin Cooper. I mean, just kind
Yeah,
of the wrong place, wrong
unlucky.
time. Unlucky, yeah. I mean, yeah, just kind of bad luck, just kind of a bummer because he's been riding really well lately.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. We change the ugly to the unlucky
The unlucky,
because there
yeah.
seems like there's
Oh,
been quite a few out there this
yeah.
year.
My ugly, since you talked about it, I'm going Cooper Webb. I mean, it's just been an ugly ass season all year. I mean, he's out here goon riding and shit. It looks like me at the fucking track
He's
if I
still
got
going to
arm
be
pump.
third overall in the title, so it's not
Yeah.
that ugly.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing to what? I mean, he's gotten lucked out. Think about a lot of these guys. If Tomac wasn't hurt, some of these what would he be, sixth in the championship if some of these guys weren't hurt?
Yeah, yeah, it definitely could be. But I mean, hey, that's just what comes
That's
with
just
it,
how it
right? I
is.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah, Supercross is like that every year,
yeah.
where guys are dropping out, getting hurt, or anything along those lines. Um, my ugly, I ended up giving it to Savachi. Just with dislocating the wrist, just kind of sucks. He was riding all this momentum, almost made it to the end of Supercross, and then this happened. So yeah, ugly night for him, unfortunately, with that injury.
I'm surprised he didn't go Jordan Smith again.
No, that's actually he's kind of performing where you kind of expect now.
Yeah, I mean, he
S-
got a top 15. Congrats for there. Trying making their way up.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, let's look ahead into Salt Lake this weekend, the final round. It's like we said, it's going to be another dry, hard pack track. It's going to be another 5 p.m. start over there too, so that track's going to get baked out. But Justin, it's winner take all, exactly what we wanted to. We have a rematch of Deegan and Davies. Who you got for your winners
I'm
heading into
gonna.
Salt Lake?
I think Deegan's gonna win 250, and I think we're gonna have Banana Power with the number one on it. I think Kenny's gonna figure it out. I think Kenny's gonna put literally everything he can. He's worked his whole life to get here. He's never been in this situation, ever at the end of the season. And I think he's gonna just have something that, they're just gonna be gold pissing out of that Suzuki, and he's gonna win his first title, and Suzuki's gonna, shit on all these manufacturers that have been putting millions of dollars into development, and they're gonna be up there with Kickstarters waving the number one.
If Supercross is ever going to be labeled fixed, it would be now, where all the manufacturers like,
Yeah.
don't let Suzuki win this title.
Yeah, yeah. All of a sudden, Suzuki. I mean, just what a story it would be. I mean, like we've kind of mentioned before, and a couple other. If Kenny wins this, you have to make a movie on him. It's our 30 for 30. Just like the story of how he was the pinnacle, and then basically wasn't sure if he's ever going to ride again, and now he's over 30
Yep.
years old, having the best year of his life.
Yep. No, I mean I agree with you on the 250s, right? It's not a matter of who's gonna win, it's a matter of by how much. How much is Deegan gonna go out there and beat these kids, his last 250 ride as well. So that's gonna, close the book on, that chapter, look ahead into the 450s. And heading into the title, the 450s. Look, I'm with you. I want Roxon to win. I think it's going to be the better story. I think it'd be really cool to see. But to be honest, I just think after watching
Oh
Denver, Salt
my
Lake's going to be very
God.
similar. I think Hunter is going to get the start, and Kenny's just not going to be able to keep up with him. Unfortunately, I think at the end of the day, I think Hunter's just a better overall rider, more speed, and with this hard pack elevation, I think we might see another repeat of what we saw at Denver. But we will see. Like I said, I'll be fine either
I
way, no
sure
matter who
hope
wins. I
not.
just hope they see each other on the track.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter, I guess would be a cool story, but I do not want to send $50 American to my Aussie buddy in Australia, because we had a bet, 50 US American money, that he picked Hunter to win the title and I picked Tomac, so it was going fucking great for a while. And then
Dang, he
all of a
should have put some
sudden,
money on different odds.
fuck, dude, and then but I mean, shit, here we are. Hopefully Kenny can fucking win it for me. Because I don't want to send $50 down there.
Right. Well, all right. Well, that wraps up this week's show. We will be back next week to recap the finale out of Salt Lake City. Take a little break, do our preview show before looking ahead to Paula. But thanks again for tuning in and listening. Don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and then subscribe on YouTube. But we will be back next week to wrap up this Supercross season. Thanks. We'll see you next week.